That's correct. Yep, early summer.
Can you tell us about the litter size and what that sow is navigating as she cares for a litter?
Sure. Yeah. So breeding season picks up in the spring, late or early summer. Once the female is bred, she'll continue to put on those fat reserves all summer, and then she'll actually enter the den that winter and give birth in the den to a couple real small cubs. Litter sizes can be 2 all the way up to probably 5 at the top end. 3 or 4 is real common, and they'll begin nursing right away in the den. We're talking sometime in January usually. They're born, and then a couple months later, this time of year, they're emerging from the den, and they're 5 or 6 pounds. Pretty small.
Yes, I'll call you back. I apologize, but okay?
Oh, that's fine. Give me Sandy's phone number.
Just the house, 459-8370.
Okay. I'll give her a call today. Thank you. I get it. I see 3 of you, Mr. Soxy. How come? Now I see 3 of me.
You're multiplying.
That was stuff you did in college, Bert.
Oh, my.
That stuff can once in a while, you can get a flashback.
It does rebound, doesn't it? Yes, it does rebound.
Don't worry about it, it'll pass.
Oh.
Ms. Chair, it appears like we have a quorum, so we can start the meeting anytime.
All right. The meeting will come to order. Chad, tell us who's in the council chambers.
Sure, it's myself, Janet Duhlman, Jessica Huss from the Finance Department, and Scott from WSCS.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And we've got Dave Gass, Amy Horst, Trey Mitchell, Dave Soxy, Justin Webb. Justin, and who's waiting for a name? Nobody. Anybody else online that I can't see?
Tina's joining us for the closed session.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Let us pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Given our agenda, is there a conflict of interest with anyone on the agenda items? Okay, hearing none. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our February 17th meeting.
So moved.
Dave Soxy moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to adopt the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes aye, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we've got discussion and possible action on a request from We Game On that currently has a business loan, and here is Justin. Chad, would you set us up, please?
Sure. So in October of 2019, the authority entered into agreement with We Game On LLC for $50,000 for a business development loan to create 2 new full-time equivalent jobs, with 51% of those jobs meeting the low to moderate income status. The agreement stated that the 2 jobs needed to be created within 2 years after commencement of the project. Not knowing that exact date, department is using December 1st of 2019 as the date the project started. If Mr. Webb has comments on that, he can tell us that. But basically, he has until December 1st of 2021 to create the 2 new jobs. Mr. Webb is here today representing We Game On LLC to discuss how COVID has affected his business and what that means to the job creation. So I would turn it over to him at this time.
Okay, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. So what I'm trying to understand today is what are who is the regulatory body for this requirement so that I can reach out to them. I don't know if the RDA can actually make an exception to this, but in terms of how COVID has affected my business, we were actually way ahead of projections in terms of revenue and profit for the first quarter of 2020. And then we made the decision a little bit early, probably about 3 weeks before everybody else shut down. We made the decision based on what we were doing in the business to shut it down. We stayed closed, just like everybody else, until probably, I think it was July of last year, August of last year. And of course, due to fear and a lot of other things, we hadn't seen an increase in revenue. The other mitigating factor for us in terms of being able to hire an additional resource is the fact that we were limited to capacity, right? So the requirement for us is to hire 2 full-time equivalent individuals, but we were forced to operate for an entire year at 50% capacity. And that, obviously limits the amount of revenue we can generate, the amount of profit we can generate. And so that really, has devastated the business itself. Even today, my wife and I put in substantial money to keep it operating, just in the belief that it still would work. It was working before COVID. So I really want to understand, can this body do anything to extend that deadline? If you think about, and I know the business people on here certainly understand this, if you think about the operations, there's a backlog of everything. We basically had to start completely over, right? All the food that we had purchased, everything else that we had purchased, spoiled. So when we shut down, we have to go back and we have to purchase all of that stuff. And so I'm curious, one, can this body make an extension of 1 year? The other issue I'm going to have in meeting this requirement is the city is going to shut down the road, the thoroughfare this summer that serves my business. So not only did I get COVID shut down, now I'm going to get, I think it's a 2-mile one-way street that's going to shut down a large portion of my operation too.
Justin, remind us where you are located.
We're on Indiana Avenue, so right across the street from Lutheran High School.
Thank you.
So it's the old Advanced Auto Parts building that was, it sat vacated for 5 years, I believe, 5 or 6 years, and so we decided to renovate it and turn it into something great for families. We are starting to pick up now. But like I said, it's going to take time for us to recover from what we've done. And then as we start to recover, the city is going to shut down my road. So, the 2 questions I have for you today is, can you guys make an exemption? And if not, what regulatory body do I need to actually reach out to in order to try and get an exemption? Because I can tell you right now, if we're forced to hire a second employee, as much as I want to hire employees, if we're forced to do that, I can't cash flow it.
Okay, a couple of things. The program that the loan is granted under is federal, so we are bound by federal guidelines for the most part. And what I would like to ask Chad, that's one. And then secondly, you still have 9 months to go. Have you hired the first person?
Yeah, I do have a full-time general manager, but just keeping in mind, I know I have 9 months to go.
Yeah.
My busiest time for the second year in a row this summer, I'm going to be shut down, right? Because nobody's going to go 2 miles down a one-way street to get to Game On.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Chad, can I inquire what kind of leeway we have? Can we extend the loan? Can we, I don't think we can.
Well, we wouldn't be, we
Okay.
wouldn't be extending the loan, and I just want to say that the last time we met and we reviewed business development loans, this loan was delinquent. Justin has brought it current, so the loan terms for the payment would continue. We would just, if the body so chose, we would amend the agreement to give whatever amount of additional time you want to create the jobs. We do have the flexibility. I think COVID is a legitimate excuse, if you will, and I think if we've done we've gone as much as 3 years on some other agreements if they've asked us out of the chute for that time frame. So I think it's giving them another year to December of 2022 to create the jobs.
Okay.
Make that motion.
Okay. There is a motion and a second to extend the job creation requirements till December of 2022. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carries.
Roberta,
Justin?
Roberta,
Yes.
sorry, we didn't catch who made the second.
I think I did.
Trey, Mitchell, David.
Okay, thank
Trey
you.
or David?
Doesn't matter. I think I did. Yes.
Okay. Justin, a couple of things. You are aware that the city has COVID relief dollars for employers with fewer than 5 employees?
I am. I believe it's $5,000. Yes.
Okay. Just so you're taking advantage of everything that is slapping entrepreneurs up one side and down the other during this time. So I'd encourage you to stay tuned for that because it's my understanding that the city will be getting additional COVID relief dollars. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for bringing it to our attention, Justin. Good luck. And
Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate the extension. I think it'll make a difference in the community. So thank you.
great. Welcome. Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. Okay, thank you very much. We are going to now go on to our next agenda, item 3.2, possible discussion and possible action on the status of business development loans. You will recall that at one of our last meetings, we took some action on delinquent loans. Chad, you want to give us an update?
Sure. So since that time, 703 LLC was the one that we talked about at that time. They owed us about $340,000 that was delinquent.
And what property was that?
That was the former Johnson Bank building that McGrath's owned, basically east of the Meade Public Library.
Thank you.
So that loan, those two loans have successfully been paid off to the tune of $339,790.92. So we have satisfied them and collected what we need there. On the other loans on the sheet, Lee Realty and Development is now current, Three Sheeps Brewing is current, Prohibition Bistro is current, and We Game On is current, and they're paid through May of 2021. So at this time, there's potentially two that are just a month behind. Old World Creamery, we've been in contact with their accountant, and it just seems like it's an accounting issue, and the check is in the mail per se, so we may have received it already. And then the Sign Shop is the other one that's a month behind, and we've been in contact with them. But overall, the majority of them are all now current and on track to be paying. So we don't have any other requests at this point to for further compliance to get people to pay.
Perfect. Thank you. It's always nice when the city gets their money on time. Appreciate that. Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to go into closed session to provided the exemption provided under section 19.851E of the statutes where competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session for a possible business development loan with Light Point Counseling. I need a motion. for closed session? So moved by Dave Gass. Dave Stocksey, you're muted.
I second.
David will second. All right. Chair votes aye. Amy, we need a roll call for this. Amy, David,
Yes.
okay. All right. Chair votes aye.
Roberta,
And Trey, yes.
sorry. Before
Chad,
we start talking, I just want to let everybody know, since we're doing this in person and remote, that Jessica Huss from the Finance Department is still in the council chambers with us and will be as part of the loan process. And I think on the computer, I don't know, but I'm guessing Tina, the applicant, is there as well. I don't believe there's anybody else that should not be on the line that's on there, but if you can verify that, I'd appreciate it.
we're good. Tina is that for us?
Yeah, so can you please stall for just a minute?
Sure. I would like to point out that everybody, that I have my once a year scarf for St. Patrick's Day. Just checking. That was the stall.
Are you good, Scott? Okay, we're good.
That'd be my whole day, Bert.
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did. Okay, we are now back in open session, and the chair will entertain a motion regarding the Life Point counseling. And for clarification, I will read the motion and then someone can move to grant $75,000 for the creation of 3 full-time equivalents for 2 years. 51% of them need to be low to moderate income at the time of hire at a 2.61 percentage rate for 10 years, and with collateral that will be determined. And the loan will be used for working capital and personnel. Is there a motion to that effect?
Working capital and building acquisition.
Working capital and building acquisition. Okay, thank you. Is there a motion? Did I hear one?
So moved.
Moved by Soxy. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Gas. Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion carried. Thank you very much. And Tina, you should be in touch with Chad regarding the details and all of the rest of the loan. And good luck. We hope, not that we want your client base to continue to grow, but we hope you do well. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.
Sure. All right. Seeing that there is no other business, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Soxy.
Second.
There's a move and a second by Mitchell. Are there any objections to adjourning? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you very much. Thank you for getting up so early on the West Coast. We appreciate it. And
no problem.
We'll see you at our next meeting, authority members. Thank you.
Question during the pandemic because of all of the social distancing and just the lower amount